So today we are discussing about intrinsically safe equipment and explosion-proof equipment. So intrinsically safe and explosion-proof is very confusing topic. So we will understand in deep. So what do you mean by this intrinsically safe and what do you mean by this explosion-proof? We will understand with the help of definitions and where practically this is being used and everything from A to Z we will be discussing. So let us come from the basic. Let us discuss from the basic. So what is this intrinsically safe and explosion proof equipment? So these equipments where we are using, what is the application? Now, whenever we are working in oil and gas field, whenever you are working in atmosphere which is hazardous environment, which has hazardous environment. Now, hazardous environment means what? The environment consists of flammable gases, not normal gases, but flammable gases. Then the environment consists of vapors, dust vapors. Then in these areas, whenever there is hazardous environment, in these areas, there should be some kind of equipment. You are using certain kind of equipment that should be designed to prevent the ignition. There should be no ignition at all. कभी फायर उधर होना नहीं चाहिए because these are already hazardous environment. These hazardous environment which are, if you are an oil and gas professional, you would be knowing this hazardous environment. So in this hazardous environment, there would be lot of flammable gases and all those things. So जैसे atmosphere में flammable gases and all those things are present, vapors are present. So what you should do, you should have an equipment which should be designed which are preventing ignition sources. So there won't be any kind of ignition sources. कहीं पर भी ignition sources नहीं आना चाहिए. There should not be any kind of ignition. So these equipments are designed. These equipments are designed to prevent ignition. There won't be any kind of ignition. मतलब spark कभी निकलेगा नहीं. Because already the atmosphere are hazardous, and if the spark is coming, it would result into fire. So that is why these equipments are designed in such a way. Understood? Now the concept is clear. Now first of all, we will understand what is this intrinsically safe and explosion proof. And then we will go for the differentiation. Okay. So intrinsically safe means what? Intrinsically safe. The name itself is very important. Intrinsically safe and then explosion proof. So intrinsically safe means what? Intrinsically safe means it is an equipment which is designed to operate with low energy levels. It prevents ignition, both prevents ignition, that is right. But what is the definition of intrinsically safe? Intrinsically safe means it is designed to operate with low energy levels. Okay, intrinsically safe means what? Your intrinsically safe walkie-talkies, your mobile phones, etc., which you are using inside your side, your walkie-talkies, etc. So these are actually designed to operate at very low energy levels, very low energy levels. Okay, very low energy levels. So whenever you're operating at very low energy levels, that means you'll be operating with a battery and all. Okay. Normally your radio set, your sensors, your gas detectors, multi-gas detectors and all, which we are using in refinery. जो भी आपका radios हो गया, sensors हो गया, gas detectors हो गया, these are designed to operate at very low energy. मतलब very low energy levels पे ये operate करेंगे by the use of battery. तो इस लो एनर्जी लेवल्स में इट इज डिजाइन टू ऑपरेट इन सच ए लो एनर्जी लेवल दैट कभी उनसे इग्निशन आएगा ही नहीं. देयर वोंट बी एनी काइंड ऑफ इग्निशन विच इज रिजल्टिंग फ्रॉम दिस वेरी लो एनर्जी लेवल्स. दिस इज व्हाट यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड. दिस इज द साइंस बिहाइंड दिस. ओके, so it is designed to operate in such a way that this intrinsically safe equipment, this is the first point, intrinsically safe equipment are designed to operate in such a way that they are designed to operate in very low energy में उन लोग operate करता है. When they are operating at very low energy, because they are using battery and all. Okay, normal battery and all they are using, your gas detectors, your sensors and all those things are actually operated by battery. So when they are operating by very low energy sources, they are actually they cannot produce ignition. They cannot produce ignition. Okay, so this is actually what intrinsically safe equipment. Okay, now this intrinsically what is the principle? Prevents ignition by limiting energy. So limiting energy हमने बताया. Limiting energy means what? They are using battery and all that is insufficient to cause ignition. Okay. So this actually are used in hazardous area. They are usually battery powered. Okay, like your radios and like your mobile phones, etc. Okay. अभी इनका maintenance they can be easily serviced. देखो inside the hazardous area itself they can be serviced. Okay, with you don't have to carry out outside and all. Okay, you don't have to carry out outside the hazardous environment and all. जिधर पर problem है उधर ही आपको they can be easily serviced or repaired. And this is limits voltage, current and temperature because its input energy itself is very low. So common marking देखो common marking means what? It would be like EX आपको दिखाई देंगे. EX inside if you are checking on the devices you will be finding an marking of EX. Okay. और उनका सर्टिफिकेशन होना चाहिए IEC 60079-11. Okay, so this should be the certification certified under. They are certified under. Okay. Now, when you're coming under explosion proof, देखो explosion proof is very very important. If you are understanding this diagram, you will easily understand. Okay, this diagram I have taken from internet. Okay, you will be also getting. This is explosion proof. See, whenever there is an explosion which is happening inside, देखो explosion होगा. Explosion proof means that doesn't mean that explosion होगा नहीं. Explosion होगा. There would be explosion, but whenever there is an explosion, equipment का design ऐसा किया है. The equipment is designed in such a way that this explosion is contained within the enclosure. मतलब explosion is there, it is contained. explosion को equipment के अंदर ही contain किया है. Okay, equipment के अंदर ही explosion होगा. Okay, and it will not get to outside environment. So explosion proof means what? Explosion होगा, but it is designed to contain an explosion within the enclosure. So inside this enclosure, so this is the enclosure. Okay, this is the enclosure. This is the magnified view of this. Okay, ये इसका magnified view है. ये इसका magnified view है. So see this one, this you can see here. So here the explosion is occurring. इधर explosion होगा, लेकिन this is contained. The explosion will be contained here. ये बाहर कभी आएगा नहीं. It will not come outside. Outside is the hazardous environment. This is the hazardous gases. This is the hazardous gases. But the explosion is contained in such a way that this explosion will not come outside. Okay, it will prevent the enclosure will prevent it from coming outside. Okay, so explosion proof means this is also labeled as EX only, but the explosion they are contained inside it. Enclosure में एक this is an enclosure. Enclosure means what? Closed करके रखा है. Inside this the explosion would be contained. Okay, so ये enclosure कैसा होना चाहिए? It should be very strong enough. It should be very strong enough to withstand the internal exposure. Okay, internal explosion. Anytime explosion happens, it would be internal only. So whenever explosion happens, it would be very strong. The enclosure would be very strong. Okay, and आपका gases, whenever the gases and when the gases are escaping, gases को escape करते वक्त देखो छोटा सा nozzle से escape करवाएंगे. So when they are actually, this is the hot gases, this is the explosion, or when they are escaping from the small nozzle, क्या होंगे? It will be cooled. It will be cool बनेंगे. It will be cool. So there is no ignition. Okay. So ये कहाँ पर रहेंगे? Where this explosion proof equipments are there? See, this would be very very strong, permanently installed equipments में रहेंगे. This would be permanently installed, like your motors. Okay. Inside oil and gas plant, your control panel. These are all very very basic concepts you must understand. Okay, control panels, then only you will be developing technical skills in your safety knowledge. Okay, you have to have these technical skills. So your motors में, control panels में, all these things you will be having this explosion proof equipment हम लोग use करेंगे. It should be very very strong रहेंगे. Permanent equipment हम लोग use करेंगे. Okay. So what is the disadvantage? देखो this one we told already. Intrinsically safe, you can service it there and then. It's explosion proof. This cannot be serviced in hazardous area because this is very dangerous. Because when you are opening this, यहाँ से explosion हो जाएंगे because this is very very strong enclosure. So it has to be removed from that area. It has to be taken into the service section, and from there only you can service it. Okay. Standard here also it is the same, not same, but IEC 60079-1, and this is also represented as EX. EX means what? Explosion proof. Okay, EXD आएंगे तो explosion proof है. EXIA and EXIB is there. That EXIA and IB means what? Intrinsically safe है. Okay, their zone classification भी आएंगे, मैं आपको बताएंगे फिर. EXIA means zone hazardous area zone 0, 1 and 2 में यूज करेंगे. This is for intrinsically safe, and the hazardous EXB means EXB अगर बताएंगे तो that is used in hazardous area 1 and 2. Okay, just I am writing here. EX1A means what? We will be using in zone 0, 1 and 2. And EX1B means what? We will be using in zone 1 and zone 2. We will be explaining the zone classification, hazardous zone classification in our next video. Don't worry. Please subscribe to this channel. As every time I am telling, please subscribe. Our subscriber base is very low. If I want to get motivated by giving you such informative videos, which would be very helpful for your interview, for your knowledge preparations and all, please subscribe to this channel. And also in future, whenever you are doing courses like NVQ, OTHM, or Nibosha ID, or ISO certification courses, or scaffolding courses, or you name any of the safety courses, you can contact us. Recently, I have been mentioning this in our YouTube channel. There are so many fake certifications. Many safety institute, what they are making their own institute, naming American Society for this, American Safety, this. They are creating a website. And they are marketing their own certifications, but that doesn't have any kind of relation with America or any kind of body. Even in UK, they are making Europe this certifications. I'm not naming any kind of body because otherwise they will go to court cases. So I don't want that. But I'm just giving you information. I'm just giving you correct information without any bias. You are having knowledge. You are having resources. You need to Google it properly and then only go for the best certifications, because you as a safety professional always should choose the best certification, because you need to build your profile. I always tell to my safety professionals, you need to be competitive. You need to have a good profile. Then only you can sustain in this competitive world. Thank you, and we will see in the next video.